everybody, and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program. And today we go a little mixed bag. We're going to talk about Rueda, and we're going to talk specifically about the Verdejo grape. Very excited about the wines from Rueda. I'm a big fan of white wine, and I want to get you guys more open to new varietals. We've done that with Albarino successfully about 2-3 years ago. A lot of Vaniacs drinking that now. And now I want to kind of push the envelope and go to the next step. We'll talk about Rueda in a second. And then I want to talk about a wine that I had over the weekend that blew my mind. I don't normally do this, but I've got to go into it. I was doing it actually for the monthly wine club, and it was so ridiculous that I wanted to kind of bring that on today. I'm going to taste it again. I'm also going to run over there and taste the wine side by side with the wine that's been open for 2 or 3 days, Saturday, 2 days. I think this will give us a good experiment of how it evolves. We've always wanted to do shows where we've tasted the same wine, maybe open for 48 hours against just pop and pour. We'll be able to do that with that. So, but before that, it is time for comments from last episode. If you're just checking in, last couple episodes, 4 or 5 episodes in now, we are reading the comments from the prior episodes because I'm reading them anyway. I want to get your name out here. It's more fun interaction, and it's been a big hit, getting a crap load of emails saying they love it. And so let's get back into it. Mont, we did a 2-part series at Crew on Friday and Saturday. Got a little wine nerdy, which was enjoyable. Special Saturday episode, only second time. And so let's read some of the comments from those episodes. DC Rob says, great show, Gary. But after this, you're going to have to do like 3 months of Value Plays show. DC Rob, good call. I agree. Pretty funny. Lurk Dog, who's been commenting quite a bit. I wanted to get him in there. Question of the day. I absolutely want wines. The question was, do you want wines that are true to the area or just generic? I mean, Mr. Bohr, I love him, led you to basically say, yes, we want sense of place, which, you know, is something I care about as well. So I absolutely want wines to convey a sense of place and tradition. That is probably the most important aspect for me. Thanks for the great second part. 1980 is my birth year, too. I'm a little jealous. We did have a great 1980 Dujac Claude Roche. Exciting stuff, so good point. Charles, Charles, C-H-A-L-Z says, Crew, love that restaurant. I've been there. I've been to several 3-star Michelin restaurants in France and all of the 4 stars in New York, and Crew was the best overall experience of the bunch. Chez Galante is a food god. GV, you gotta stop interrupting the guests. Let them finish a sentence. Just want to jump in here real quick for 1 second. Agreed, and I take my lumps from all of you about this, but don't forget, we don't edit. And so I just want to somewhat speed it along. I mean, these 2-parters can become 3-parters. I feel like I'm getting better at it. I will continue to try the Oprah edits. Question of the day. This is still Charles. Authenticity is the name of the game for tasting, but the wine dinner or friends just hanging out, the wine must be delicious. Trouble is, how do you quantify delicious? What is delicious to me may not be to others. That debate will go on forever. That's why we are all wine geeks. Good call. I agree. Brorjace, B-R-O-R-J-A-C-E. Question day, both. I totally love it when you can say that something tastes like it always has and is true to itself. But for newer regions, what is the established type? I think it's okay to be juicy and delicious. The wine nerd in me, however, really always goes back to the regions where there is history and the people that are tied to the wines. Mott, good stuff. Keep leaving comments. We'll keep reading them. Let's get into this show. Lurton, 2007 Rueda, which is 100% Verdejo. Now, Rueda is the region which was DO'd in Spain in 1980. Verdejo is the grape. They're also allowed to use Sauvignon Blanc and Vera, which is the big grape that you find in Rioja. 12.5 alcohol content. But you'll see here, and here, let's just zoom in. This is the grape you're going to see all day long. It's really, Verdejo, Verdejo, Verdejo. That's the grape you're going to see. That's the grape we're talking about. Again, there are times where we're allowed to blend a little Sauvignon Blanc or Vera. Pre-1972, 1973 by Legend and Homework kind of becomes the turning point. Prior to that, a lot of oak in the region, a lot of blending with the Palomino grape, which is inferior to the Verdejo grape, not on the same scale. Verdejo is an indigenous grape to Rueda, so it's very sense of place, like we were talking about. And ultimately, this is a white wine. This is $10, 86 points, J. Miller. A white wine that really has really been catching a lot of attention in the last 24 months. I think it's very food friendly, and the pricing is still somewhat fair. And so that gets me excited about it. Let's see what's going on with this Luton. Sniffy sniff. And right off the bat, this is why this wine brings thunder. Extremely aromatic for a $10 wine. Mr. Mott, Chris Mott, let's give it up for him. Are you clapping? Mott, what do you think?
It smells good.
I mean, a lot of smell, right? Yeah. I mean, this is a smelly son of a bee. You know, I mean, this has big aromatics. No aromatically challenged in this wine. Picking up a lot of spritzy lime. You know, like lime in seltzer. Like, get a seltzer and just squeeze limes in them. That's what I'm picking up first and foremost on this nose. There's also a weediness, like grass mixed with, you know, like side of the road, but weeds and grass and, you know, dandelions and, you know, kind of that kind of thing. Graininess almost. Maybe like $7 a box cereal kind of thing going on with a squeeze of lime. So definitely aromatic. Let's give it a whirl. Terrible. Wow. Bad. 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 This wine is very one-dimensional. It tastes like that dimension is water plus danger. This wine is like, wow. This is very thin. I legitimately am positive that if I went and took my Brita, poured a glass of water, took a lemon, squeezed it in there, took a Smirnoff half little, you know, shot, what are those called, minis, whatever, opened it, put a little in there, mixed it up, that's what this would taste like, and I don't like that. Limey, lemon juicy, like alcohol on the back end, no complexity, light. It is like Casper the Friendly Ghost in the mid-palate, nothing. I don't like this wine at all. Wow, let me give it one more shot. I'm going to score this wine 67 points, give it a major pass. There's no reason you should seek out this wine. This does not taste like most Verdejo wines to me. It doesn't have the oiliness, the viscosity. Not that they are very viscous, but, I mean, this is water. Very huge lack of flavor and weight. About as bad as a white wine can really get, you know, when you, from a varietal that can do something. You know, this wine can be appreciated now, or be an absolutely disgusting, devastating effort. Now, let's move on. Yeah. Wow, sorry. All right, let's move on. El Pero Verde from Rueda. Mott, let's zoom in on that label because rumor has it, as you said, I wish you saved it for the show. I bought that wine. Looks like your dog.
That's right.
16 bones, 90 points. Josh Reynolds, 12.5 alcohol content. Let's see what's going on in this wine. Obviously much more, you know, not much more, so well, 16 and 10. More expensive. A little bit more golden in its color, Mott. You notice that? Definitely more golden. Let's give it a snippy sniff. Different kind of nose. Get a little bit of a cantaloupe, like the inside of a cantaloupe, maybe even after you ate most of it. Yeah. A little bit of minerality, too, almost like you put a little crushed rock on that cantaloupe. So I'm feeling this, a very creamy nose a little bit on coming across. But still fresh and vibrant. Interesting. Let's give it a whirl. There we go. totally different experience. Much more weight. Kind of like the difference on the palate between water and milk, right? You get that heaviness. Great acid, whereas this was acidic to a fault because it was all over the place. This has great back-end acid. I'm tasting it now, and this is where this wine really shines. Food, people. Food. If you're into like chorizo, like sausage, if you love vegetables and sausage the way I do, this is a tremendous pairing for that. I also think this wine would go extremely well with shellfish, light salads, chicken, fish. Really, really a food wine play, and I like that about this wine. Let me give it one more shot. Hard to underestimate the pineapple play here, guys. Lots of pineapple juice, little dole action in the beginning, comes across. Great transition of like this minerality in the mid-palate. Now I'm into the acid. As I was talking, I got into the acid. This really good sharp acid that just almost makes me salivate for food. Talk about a wine by the glass that gets you going for the meal. An aperitif, if you're hosting a dinner, this would be a great play. A lot of people start with Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc. That's a good wine. It's fun. It's white, but it's not getting your taste buds ready for the munchy munch. You know, you're not ready to eat. And this wine does that. Oh, it stayed on, show them. It stayed on, beautiful. It almost went. That's almost like the football. Remember the, the football? And then you know, Mott, you know how we did it. Wide right. Solid stuff, good execution. I think Josh Reynolds, 90 points. I think you can get there. I'm getting a little bit of floral, almost, that dandelion, acacia flower that I referenced quite a bit. White flowers coming through. Let's give it one more shot. I'm feeling this wine. I like this. God, this zingy, citrusy acid on the back end is undeniable. I'm going to team up. That was me and Josh Reynolds high-fiving. I'm going to team up with Mr. Reynolds and go 90 points in this wine. And after the start with the Luton, this really shows the essence of Rueda, of what the Verdejo grape can do. That beautiful roundness, good weight, but still acid and citrus for days. And if you're a Sprite drinker, or if you like club soda with a lemon and lime, this is your wine. Really like it. Kudos to El Pero. Mott, congratulations. I think you bought a good wine. You're going to not open it? What are you going to do?
So, be up to my wife.
Wife's in charge.
She's the wine drinker.
All right, my man. Let's move on. All right, now, that's the show, kind of. This is kind of like us chilling, guys. Over the weekend, we taped the Wine of the Month Club. Good job, Mott. We taped the Wine of the Month Club and the monthly wine club that we do each month. Actually, let's link that up, Mott. Let's link that up. Oh, it's actually on the right side of the site. But anyway, we tasted some wines, and I think it was in the third pack with all the serious wines, or the second pack. I'm not sure. But we had this wine, and it completely blew my mind. Montepulciano di Abruzzo, at some level, has a bad brand name and a good brand name. Bad to some people because they think of Citra and Bola and Folinari in the big jug for $8. Good because of a wine called Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, which is from Tuscany and made from the Sangiovese grape. So don't get them confused. This Montepulciano di Abruzzo is made from the Montepulciano grape varietal. Now, it got DOC'd in 1968, and it's in, east central, Italy, kind of like Ohio, and it is a very intriguing varietal that I think, even in my own mind, I had very underrated. And so, you know what actually I'm going to do? And so, you're on point today. What we're going to do is we're going to taste the same wine 48 hours apart. This wine's a $24 bottle of wine, and I'm very kind of interested in seeing how it develops. We'll taste it new out of the fresh bottle right now. You can see it has outrageous color. Montepulciano in di Abruzzo, they do allow 10%, 10 to 15%, depending on the area, of, Sanjo, but it's mainly the Montepulciano di Abruzzo grape varietal. Let's give it a snippy sniff. This is where this wine crushes. Mott, you know what? Mott, come here. Pull up a chair. I'm going to show you guys something. So, wine changes so much, and I think this is the best time to kind of talk about it. Mott, smell the wine for 48 hours. Got it? Get really in there. Okay?
Okay.
Now smell the wine that was just opened. Are you picking up anything?
There's something different I can't...
How about this? Let me ask you,
articulate it.
and I don't want to lead you, but to me, what the big difference is this is much more aromatic. Much more, I mean, this is like closed and coffee and like kind of like tight and dark. And this is like bright and like ruby and red, you know? Are you picking that up or not
Yes.
really? I mean, this is much, much more open to me. It's like follow the glass. Smell it one more time.
Yes, this is definitely stronger.
So cool. Thanks, man. So, you know, aromatically, right off the bat, this wine over 48 hours does get a little closed, but it's still not totally closed. And it definitely has like this cocoa kind of coffee thing. Now, on the palate, I mean, this wine is so good. I'm blown away by this wine. I'm very comfortable admitting that I did not think that Montepulciano from Abruzzo could be this good. To me, this is massive red wine. So juicy. Kind of like what was said before. It's delicious, but it's true, right? It's got the big fruit, but it doesn't need to be a bomb. I mean, just gorgeous red fruit, light tobacco on the back end, rose petal for days. If this was a $75 Colt Italian wine that got 94 points from Parker, I would believe it in 2 seconds. It's that delicious. Great ripe fruit, black fruit. I love it. Insane. Now, 48 hours. Let's see what's going on here. This wine's a beast. Definitely a little bit more tannic. A little bit darker. Maybe not as much strawberry and cherry. It seems like that red fruit kind of molded into some more dark fruit. But a little more polished around the edges. It's a little creamier. I could taste a little of the subtle oak. Here I can't. And it's very dark and almost gets like black tea-like. This, my friends, is a wine that can easily last 48 hours later. This is showing extremely well. Loses a little delicious factor, probably becomes a little bit more true to its place. I'm going to tell you right now that the, did we zoom in on it? We'll zoom in on it. That the Barone Cornacchia Vigna La Costa Montepulciano di Abruzzo 2004 is a 93-point wine that I'm completely infatuated with, so much that it forced me to jump in and kind of steal this show a little bit today. Interesting stuff. I never tell you to go and find something like hardcore. Go and find this. Find it. Question of the day. You know, reading this stuff, I've been reading all the comments, and I feel like now that more people realize I'm doing this, this is a great time to do this. What are you into right now? What's your scene? This is going to give me a good chance to get to know a little bit more about the names that I see every day. You know a lot about me. What is your scene? You, with a little bit of me, we are changing the wine world.